Hello, everyone. This is Jay Dobbins, your host of the Marvel DC Universe Fan Club. We are now at episode 244, and I'll be discussing one topic, which would be how a DC Crisis movie can fix the franchise. So, the future of the DC movie universe is wide open. Now that fans have heard that Warner Brothers has planned for the franchise going forward, the biggest reveal was that Michael Keaton is going to reprise his Batman role to star in the Flash movie as an alternate universe Batman who becomes a mentor to Ezra Miller's Barry Allen, aka the Flash. It's been hinted that Keaton will then go and serve as DC's Nick Fury, showing up in additional films as a connective thread, leading to what? We don't yet know. So one theory is that DC and Warner Brothers could be building towards a crisis event in the DC movie universe. While there is no confirmation of that, a DC crisis movie or movies could be a big fix for any of the franchise current problems, of course. Sorry, for the franchise's current problems. So, here's one thing. What is Crisis? For those that don't know, Crisis is the name of any number of DC Comics events dating back to the 1960s. It started with an annual crossover of the Justice League of America of Earth 1 and Justice League Society of America of Earth 2. And their battles their battles to save the universe. Things changed in 1985 when DC Comics launched a year-long Crisis on Infinite Earths events, which rebooted the DC multiverse as one universe. Since the 80s, the Crisis term's usage has gotten murky, but it still basically relates to the idea of routinely cleaning house with its multiverse events, while also staging major character or continuity milestones. In short, it's a time-honored DC device that Warner Brothers DC film franchise desperately needs to employ right about now. Another thing, cherry pick the best. The first benefit of a crisis film event or multi-film event is the same one as crisis comic book events. Getting to cherry pick the best elements of the DC universe and put them on a pedestal. The crisis events also involve some major transformations of evolutions or the passing of mantles, like a hero and or villain alike. In a Crisis movie event, Warner Brothers could cherry pick the best elements of the franchise and firmly establish them as the center of the new franchise. A new franchise. But anyway, so another thing that would help would be like forget the rest. So the other side of DC's cherry picking cleansing process is a crisis event that is also means cleaning out a cluttered continuity. If there is one thing that's been holding back Warner Brothers DC film franchise, it's the utterly cluttered and confusing continuity, which has resulted from half-executed and or abandoned plans. A crisis film event can clear out anything DCWB wants to close the door on, be it Ben Affleck's Batman, Henry Cavill's Superman, or any other franchise, characters or actors that no longer fit the franchise going forward. That alone could be a game-changing fresh start for DC films. Also, old stars, new films. Like another thing too. The other benefit of Crisis is the collisions of the DC multiverse, allowing for any number of alternate universe versions of major characters to make an appearance. In film form, a Crisis movie is a prime opportunity for any number of former DC movie stars of any era, aside from Michael Keaton, to make a reappearance, of course. But if Keanu Reeves' Constantine, Christian Bale's Batman, Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, there's a long list of fun cameo possibilities. The Arrowverse Crisis on Infinite Earths event pulled in some big surprise appearances. Imagine what a full film could do. Another one would be DC Universe. The reason that Warner Brothers and DC can pull in so many big former stars is because of the key difference between that franchise and Marvel Studios' Disney. Also, Warner Brothers has always owned all of DC. So with Michael Keaton returning as Batman in a new Flash movie, it's WB/DC is already is already dropping hints that any film the studio has ever made is now part of one big cinematic multiverse. That means a Crisis movie could revisit any old DC movie scene, or that any character from those old franchises can reprise their role and potentially help carry the franchise forward. Let's see. Another one would be clean, fresh starts. For the characters that do make it through a Crisis movie event, the rebooted universe or multiverse offers a clean slate to build on without worrying about connections to the past. Following characters like Jason Momoa's Aquaman or Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, that could be key. A rebooted multiverse also means that certain characters whose stories come to an end get rebooted in new forms. For example, Ben Affleck's Batman being replaced by the Batman's Robert Pattinson, who can exist in his own franchise universe. It's basically, dealer's choice how the DC universe gets restarted. And of course, it all fits in one big sandbox of both standalone and interconnected film franchises. Last but not least, the Marvel-sized event films. Finally, DC has yet to achieve the same kind of box office breaking events that Marvel Studios has mastered. Batman vs. Superman and Justice League tried to get that ball rolling, but ended dropping the ball. With the franchise now in such a fractured state, Crisis might be the only thing truly capable of pulling it back together in a way that also makes big bank. So, yeah, I think that would be a good idea. However, I don't know. My advice would be to just get the Batman thing done, the Robert Pattinson Batman thing done, and the Joaquin Phoenix Joker thing, get that done, and then focus on the actual DC universe. The DC Entertainment Universe, focusing on Jason Momoa's Batman and Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, along with Henry Cavill's Superman. And as far as Ben Affleck returning to as a Batman, I'm not really sure about that. But if Ben Affleck doesn't return, I would strongly recommend they get a replacement for him. I recommend Scott Adkins. He'll be a perfect choice. as the the DCEU's Batman. But I don't think that Zack Snyder should continue directing or being. I don't think he should continue directing or being or be part of the DC Entertainment Universe since he killed off Dick Grayson's Batman, which really pissed me off. But he believes in no sidekicks, in the DC Entertainment Universe. But if somebody like J.J. Abrams comes in and continues, or either I would say either J.J. Abrams or Josh Whedon, either one of them will be a perfect fit for directing Justice League movies or other DCEU movies. Because, don't get me wrong. I thought Justice League was good. I thought Batman vs Superman was good. I thought Man of Steel was good. But, you gotta put some sidekicks in there at some point. Because, when you have, like I said, when you have Darkseid, as the main antagonist in the DC Entertainment Universe, he needs all the help he can. He like the Justice League needs all the help they can get. That means the Shazam family and possibly Teen Titans or the Titans or the Bat family. The Bat family, Justice League. Like Hawkeye, Hawkgirl, Deadman, Constantine, Swamp Thing, Zatanna. Those, and of course the Suicide Squad. They need all the help they can get to take on Darkseid and his group. So, and I don't think that Zack Snyder should be a part of that, because as long as Zack Snyder's involved in the DC Entertainment Universe, there's not going to be a Nightwing. There's not going to be a Tim Drake, Red Robin, or a Red Hood, or Damian Wayne's Robin, So, yeah, I think that J.J. Abrams or Josh Whedon should be directing future DCEU films. So that's just my opinion, but what do you guys think? But anyway, that concludes this topic. Feel free to visit us, like us on Facebook. We're available on iTunes, Google Play Music app, Spotify, and of course, YouTube.